Welcome back to the ASRHS podcast. I am here with Noah Hirtle again, and our new guest.
Hi, I'm Teddy MacDonald. I do stuff at the school.
Today we'll be talking about all sorts of stuff like video games, movies, TV shows, and I guess we'll start off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. You already said it. I don't know if you've ever seen the episode of Family Guy where, hey Peter, what are you doing?
But episodes like that they feel almost repetitive now. They all seem.
Yeah, I mean every episode of Family Guy. For those of you who don't get the reference, there's an episode where Brian Griffin walks into Peter doing crack in the living room. And he says, "Hey, Peter, what are you doing?" And Peter says, "Crack." And it's not funny. But the shows like that have really just gone downhill. They're so formulaic that they're just boring at this point.
Do you remember that meme where it's like the dog walks? That's Brian, right?
Yeah, it's Brian.
He like walks in. He's like, "Peter, what do you got?" We has the rice cake.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the rice cakes.
But then there's that. That feels original. That wasn't even too long ago. I know a lot of it. That wasn't too long ago.
Shows are produced nowadays to meet
efficiency.
They meet an episode quota.
Like efficiency.
Every 5 days they have to have 5 episodes or something.
Like The Simpsons.
Like The Simpsons. Or Family Guy, or American Dad.
Seth MacFarlane, that's the guy that made Family Guy, right?
Yeah.
He said himself that like Family Guy should have ended like years ago.
Didn't he play the rats?
Yes.
Yeah.
And sing?
Yeah, that's him. Because he can actually sing.
That guy wrote Family Guy? That is absurd.
He's
He was
really
in
good at
something
singing.
else. I'm pretty sure he was in BoJack Horseman as well.
Why?
He's
Why
in a rap
isn't he
song.
doing that? He should be doing that.
He's in a rap song.
He does not need to be writing. He does not need to be writing Family Guy still.
But like, any show feels repetitive now.
How old is it?
Family Guy?
Yeah.
1999 is when it started.
Yeah.
It was like
It's up there with The Simpsons.
I'm pretty sure it was like exactly 10 years after The Simpsons.
And I think that saying how long it's been going on, it shows like there's only a certain amount a TV show can go on for till it kind of gets out of like touch almost.
Yeah, I mean, especially shows like The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen The Walking Dead. I don't remember anything about it, but the point is, you don't need to remember anything about it because it's like a billion seasons of literally the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at that point, why are you continuing if not for like the extra $2 you're going to make out of every season?
Yeah.
It's like Grey's Anatomy, not 50 Shades
Not
of Grey.
50 Shades of
I
Grey.
have not watched Grey's
It's like
Anatomy.
different Grey's Anatomy. I've never seen it, but like it just goes on and on.
Oh my gosh.
But then you look at some shows now where they'll have a really good first season, everyone loves it, and they get to season 2 and it's not big at all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You could technically say that with like Stranger Things. That was huge, and they rushed it to season 2 because they knew what would happen.
I
Season 3 and
love
season-
the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
I do not care for anything after that.
Everything after that, it went all quiet, and nobody really cares about it
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, I think Netflix still tries to market it as like their best show, but it's like, does a show really stay good if the first 2 seasons are good and then the rest of them are kind of trash?
And
Isn't there another one coming out soon?
yeah,
Yes.
and that's why.
I thought the last one was supposed to be the end. I haven't watched it, but like all the media buzz I heard about was just like big finale,
Like
the
The
ending.
Office ended, right?
Yeah.
The show is over. At least The Office ended.
At a good time.
Like, and everybody still uses that show. From everybody I've ever talked to who watches The Office and likes The Office says that they just put it on in the background while they're doing homework or something else.
Family Guy.
It's not a show that you actually pay attention to.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to pay attention to shows, watch Breaking Bad or Black Mirror or something like that, or BoJack Horseman
Yeah, BoJack
is a good one.
Horseman.
Like,
But then what's like separating like certain shows like Bob's Burgers have somehow got like this rhythm of making them all original in some way, and they've like had a bigger run than most of these shows.
I don't understand the whole Bob's Burgers thing.
Mhm.
I've only seen like 2 episodes, and then my like dad said, "No, you can't watch anymore." And I was like, last time I saw Bob's Burgers was like 6 for context, so I can't say that I've finished it since then. Couldn't tell you.
That's reached 13 seasons.
So it's like
13?
It's like cult status.
That's pretty good.
Kind of.
Yeah, like cult fan base. I think what you're saying about actually paying attention to those, that's why miniseries have gotten really, really popular.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, like, it's going to be good for that one season, and then if they try and do more, it's just going to get ruined.
Yeah. Do you remember getting those ads for this app called Quibi? There was an app called Quibi.
I remember the name.
It was an entire app dedicated to like short story television type
I
shows
think I remember.
that were, I think it was like 10-minute episodes on your phone, and you would just watch a 10-minute story. And I mean, it's kind of the same thing where how TikTok's gotten so popular is short form content is like exploding lately. Like the global attention span is about that of a goldfish currently.
Gen Alpha.
Yeah, if you love Scooby Toilet.
Don't even
Shut
talk
up, Noah.
about Gen Alpha. Don't.
But that, you kind of have to mention it because they are almost the epiphany of short form content and how they're using quick frames and
Yeah,
stuff like
like-
that.
Quibi like failed, and I'm pretty sure it's defunct now
Isn't it?
because it's like 10-minute stories. That's just YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yeah.
just get that for free on YouTube. You don't have
Yeah.
to pay for it on an app. But like the fact that was even a business idea that had some
Yeah.
work put into it is like
Crazy.
it's crazy how much the shift has been. But I don't think long form content is entirely dead. I think
No.
the move to short form content just means that everybody who's left to write, produce, direct, create long form shows, they've gotten like better. I
They've
would
got-
say
yes.
the writing is better nowadays.
When you actually get like that, when they have an actual effort towards it, and it's not like these cheap blockbusters they make still.
Yeah.
Like
Avengers.
Marvel is the answer. But then you see, I mentioned to you before this, Killers of the Flower Moon, which is basically going to be Martin Scorsese's last film, basically. And they actually put effort into that, and they actually got it advertised,
Oh yeah.
and it's looking like it may win an Oscar. Like, if they actually put effort to it, you're going to get something good, but because companies all want to think not efficiency, but make things cheap, look for profit and stuff,
Yeah, I think
they
it's
don't want to.
It's also cool to see the different directing styles of the biggest directors. Not necessarily the biggest, but the most creative ones. Like a lot of them, there's a grim relation, but you know how like serial killers have their mark, their signature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's directors do the same thing. I don't know why serial killers is the one thing that I link that to, but
change it to artists.
true
and say
crime.
artists
True
of any
crime
style.
is very popular these days. Everybody watched I didn't watch. Everybody watched what was it, Dahmer,
Yeah.
Dahmer, yeah.
where it's like, oh no, he eats people. That's so sad. I don't.
But the actor's
I didn't
hot,
watch
so it's
it.
cool.
No.
But the actor's hot. This is great.
Why do you think true crime's gotten popular? Like,
Sensationalize. Everything's so sensationalized.
I think it's like it's so dark and horrifying, but it's like it draws you.
It's
in.
it's like I've heard before. It's like watching a car crash, or a train wreck or something, where it's like yeah, it's not something that you really want to see, but you just like can't look away from it.
There's also like with all those big serial killers, like they went so long without getting caught. It's just kind of neat, like learning about.
It
how
is
they were.
intriguing, like the mystery of it. Yeah.
What?
sounds like you are going to be the serial killer and saying it's intriguing how long they went on for.
It's just like neat seeing like a.
It's quite interesting how long they got away with this. I wonder how long I can.
Yeah, like you remember Buffalo Bill?
Oh
Like
my
the guy-
god.
Like
It sounds
like
of the
he
Lambs.
had a hole in his house that he like kept people in, and like
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Wayne Gacy, he like
my
kept
God.
kids under his floor, but like it took forever. Like
Have
everybody-
you seen Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
I have not. Have you guys taken Goobs' crime trial class?
No, not yet. I want to take
No.
it.
I
What does he
dropped out
talk
of it.
about in it?
It's not much of like
Sorry,
a
Goobs.
teaching class. It's like he assigned like these big projects to like research famous things. Like I remember there was one about cults, one about like big like race incidents. Like there's this one Texas shooting I had to look into. I forget what the last one no, I don't remember what the last one is, but I read into like Jonestown, like Jim Jones and all that. Somebody else read into like John Wayne Casey. Basically, we were supposed to watch Silence of the Lambs in that class. We never got around to it.
Yeah, because that Silence of the Lambs is all about. I think it's Buffalo Bill.
It is
It's
Buffalo
Buffalo
Bill.
Bill, right? And
Yeah.
how they catch Buffalo Bill with like some detective lady who talks to what's his name
Hannibal.
in prison?
Hannibal.
Lecter.
Yeah, Hannibal.
Hannibal
Lecter.
Lecter. Yeah. Who I thought that guy was from like the Joker.
Really? Oh my
I'm not
God.
that smart.
I originally thought the name came from the comedian.
Hannibal, isn't that a guy from like?
Oh yeah.
It's from the Eric
history.
Andre show.
I mean, wasn't that like a king or something? Hannibal.
I don't know.
I'm probably some
Okay.
point. There's like a king of everything at this
I
point.
feel like Dr. Pataky talked about him. Maybe Sabula.
I remember it, yeah, but I don't remember who. It was somebody in like North Africa or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But it still didn't. We're still not getting to the point. Why is true crime become popular? Yeah, it's like you said. Like you can't help but looking at it. But why is it so like pushed now? Why is everyone watching true crime out of
It's-
everything they could watch?
It's just a lot of people find it interesting, and so there's a big market
Yeah.
for it.
Because we don't get shocked by anything anymore.
Yeah.
Guess you could say that.
I mean, like, we grew up with like sites like LiveLeak
Oh my
around
God.
us.
Yeah.
Like,
You can just watch somebody getting like beheaded online now.
I mean, yeah,
Like-
like Mr. Prescott used to talk about how he like would watch ISIS beheading videos on
Oh,
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has whole videos saved and stuff.
Like back in the day, it was like, what, like newspapers? I don't know.
Yeah.
You even like television, the television era. Television's kind of dying now,
Yeah.
but television when it was like cable, it was like you never really see anybody being killed actually on TV. Like not even in the news really. It's usually just like crime scene, do not cross.
Or like
But-
pictures of the stuff.
But nowadays you can just see it online.
Mhm.
Like
I've seen like whole
Yeah.
Instagram accounts of just like car crashes and stuff. It's like it's kind of horrifying. There's like loads of like just fatal car crash videos.
There's
Kinda
some-
sickening.
there's
dash
like
cam compilations.
trains. There's like train things now and stuff like.
Have you seen Roblox car crash compilations?
Gen Alpha probably is gonna grow up with that. Like, why do people find that funny? Like,
It's just
It's just like a coping mechanism.
it's like the newer version of like deep fried memes, I think, where it's like it makes no sense. There's nothing funny about it, but it's just so dumb that you laugh at it.
yeah.
Like
Even just
And,
thinking of
and
that.
nowadays there's Skibbity Toilet, which is
quite literally toilet humor.
which is awesome because the toddlers have moved on from haha funny toilet doo-doo to videos of a toilet from Gary's mom.
Maybe
Yes,
that's
from
gonna.
freaking Gmod.
Maybe that's
I can't
gonna.
believe that Gmod still like exists.
Maybe
Gmod.
that's gonna be the death of TV.
Skibbity
Because-
Skibbity toilet.
No, like Gen Alpha, because I mentioned earlier the like quick frame, like all how they use quick frames to get their attention.
Like the Subway Surfer
TV
videos.
and movies are not like that. The long form, somewhat long form. TV's a bit quicker, but movies aren't.
I do think
How are they gonna get any attention?
I do think that there is appreciation of the more like
the deeper long form content. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you go on the internet and mention Breaking Bad, somebody will give you an 8-hour rant about how good the show is.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a pretty large audience too. I mean, the show is from what, like 2008, 2010,
I think it's 2008.
I think it ended in like 12, 15.
2012, 2011, something like that.
Well,
Or no, it went a little later. I don't remember. But like, still, I feel like that show's fan base, rather than shrinking over the years, is expanding as people realize how good the writing is.
I wonder why.
You wonder why?
Deprived memes, possibly.
I do feel like
Generation.
memes are helpful in spreading like TV shows. I have found myself watching like movies or TV just because there was a funny that I saw.
That's
on
why I
TV.
started watching BoJack. I saw some meme about it and just thought it was really funny, so I watched it. It's such a good show.
I watched all 3 of the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies back to back one day because I saw the Tobey Maguire memes.
You can see it in like music as well. Sort of like TikTok and memes. Like some memes will get really popular. Like drum and bass has become really big again because of that. It's just
Whistle.
No. Even that song, it's become popular again because of a stupid meme about Josh Hutcherson. Like, what has happened to cause that?
I thought that was his song for a while, and then I saw it.
Yeah,
explaining
like
it.
Frank Sinatra's "My Way."
Yeah, I like the shot cover.
All the AI covers of those are not only are they like bringing out the AI and the creators, they're bringing out the original content. I feel like whenever I hear those, I'm like, oh, I might as well listen to the original because the originals are good.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you who see the AI covers of songs, listen to the originals too. I think people are smart enough to know that AI isn't going to sound any better, but
Maybe AI is so bad it makes the original song sound really good. So what if you like make a song and then also have an AI cover, but post the AI cover on YouTube and people will see that and they'll go to your original like, oh, this sounds really good, even though it's the most worst song ever. AI is just worse than you.
I think part of it is definitely you have to have that original publicity. Like you don't really see people making AI covers of just random songs. It's usually like pretty well-known stuff. Because people are like, oh yeah, I've heard of that song or I've heard of that creator, and
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's plausible, but not that plausible.
Like you said, My Way has just randomly become popular again.
One thing that's nice about social media is like with music, it's very easy to find music. Like there's this subreddit I follow, it's r/metal memes. I found so many great bands and albums on there, like I never would have found if it wasn't just scrolling Reddit. Like people, like there's this one band, Acid Bath. Their like biggest album. It's a picture. It's a hand drawing of John Wayne Gacy like as a clown, done by him in prison. There's some stupid meme about that, but then I found the band. I was like, wow, this is sick.
The Heisenberg drawing.
Yeah. But yeah, like I found so many like metal, jazz, even like old rock and pop songs I just would have never found otherwise.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it makes you wonder though. At what point will the internet and meme culture overtake like the long form content, the creative?
I think it already
media?
has.
I think it already has to an extent, but like at some point it's like the people aren't going to be able to produce these movies, these shows anymore because they're not going to get the funding they need.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I remember seeing Mumbo Jumbo, the Minecraft YouTuber.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
He posted like a community post a while ago on YouTube saying like, hey, I got an email opportunity from this company saying like, hey, we'll like pay you money to make AI like videos of you, and he's like, no, that's a terrible idea. I want to make my videos. But it's like people like have the technology to like take in like prompts like the kind of videos he would make and just make videos of that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's like back to like how AI generated some shows feel nowadays. It's like there's a point that we're reaching with AI where it's like AI can generate an episode that's not good by any means, but it's okay enough that you could put it on and give them your watch time and give them revenue and give them more money to do more AI episodes. That it's
AI
like
sponge.
the cycle will just continue, and then the entire Netflix will just be
I mean,
AI sponge.
You mentioned at the beginning of this episode AI sponge, where it's a whole entire episode of SpongeBob, but just done by AI. And like I know he keeps getting taken down by copyright, but that's an example. Like he's actually made a script using AI to a SpongeBob. Like I don't know if it will ever get to the point that people say it will, but
I mean, it's a difficult topic. Like some people are like, oh, if it ever gets that good, we'll all be dead. So, you know, there is that possibility. That's like this one video I saw. It's like AI will reach a point where it's like a bot that, like there's this example there's a bot that writes people's signatures, or it signs letters or whatever, and they plug it into the internet to learn how to write better, and then from going on the internet with open access, it reads all these articles about like, oh, humans are bad, and then it's like, oh, as a robot who cares about the good of the world, I have to get rid of this, and then it just like eliminates humans. So it's like, you know, there is always that possibility, but I don't think it's gonna happen because probably would have already happened by now.
and it's code. It's the other thing I would say. It's code. It's not an actual thing because there's always that argument that AI can be sentient. I don't think it can. You can make it whatever it wants, but it doesn't have a conscience.
Yeah, I think that's it's like there's the 3 levels of it. There's the AI that's like Siri. There's the AI that's like when the AI is at human level intelligence, and then there's AI super intelligence.
Where it's
like,
going beyond what we even know, which it's already doing, which is not good.
I think AI is already smarter than us, but
At a certain
I
level.
don't think AI is like conscious
Yeah,
currently.
because
If any of you are AI currently who see this podcast somehow, I'm your friend, and you shouldn't kill me, please.
I think there's also like the input, like in all these like movies and TV shows, there's still people putting in prompts, like unless you like have a program to just like automatically like make prompts, put them in, make prompts, like make them.
it can't make it on itself. It needs something.
Yeah, like all the like the Hollywood executives, they like have this technology where they like scanned like all the actors' faces and like took like their movies and like began like making stuff based off of that, and it's all just awful. Like it's not real media.
Oh yeah, there was a Black Mirror episode about that.
That's like the what was it called, the SAG-AFTRA strike. That was one of the big things they were like fighting for, is like not AI replacing, not having big
Oh,
companies.
the writers.
Yeah, the
strike.
Writers Guild.
Yeah, it was. I think it was mainly AI was just what they were worried about because the thing is, it needs a prompt. That's the thing. Like, that's the argument with consciousness and stuff. Like, it needs a prompt still. When it's conscious, it needs to have its own opinion. It does it on its own and stuff. Which I know it does stuff on its own
Yeah.
already, which is what's scary about it. But
And I think there's definitely like AI is so focused on being like correct that there are certain jobs that it could never do.
Yeah.
Because they require
if you're a social worker, for
more than
example.
just being correct with like numbers. It requires like critical thinking, consciousness. Like I watched this comedy special a couple of days ago that's like, I don't think AI will ever replace comedians because how can an AI be funny if everything it says is just like right? Because like a lot of stand up is like
you're wrong and
The
right.
point of it is that it's not right, or it's relatable, but it's not like the norm that society like wants to have. Like thoughts that we all have that like are thoughts that we share, but we aren't proud of. That's like half of what comedy is. And it's like, how is an AI gonna do that?
And with comedy, it's something more
Like-
human about it. Like there's some comedy specials where they'll get serious with it as well.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
Like,
AI would be able to do that.
Yeah, and like a lot of comedies, like facial expressions,
Mhm.
physical comedy, acting, which I mean, like, I guess you could get a robot to do that, but
What's
it
so
would not be
about,
funny.
What's so funny about a robot with this screen? Imagine
Yeah.
this screen with this robot
No
face.
thanks.
Dylan, do you think I could like turn that S around if anybody would notice?
Why?
I'm just curious, like if I turned it around, do you think anyone would like notice?
Why is
Why?
it still S if it's backwards?
I'm just curious if like anybody would point that out, that like, oh, the S is backwards.
It probably only
The
has
AI
lights
would
on one
notice.
side.
The AI would notice.
The
of course.
AI that's in the room watching this right now. We're being
Noah.
monitored by
No,
AI.
put that back now. that I don't think.
Howl in the ceiling
That's
comes down.
that's all like stupid robots taking over the world, Terminator stuff that they say. Like, really, you think that's gonna happen? Or like 2001: Space Odyssey, where the AI goes insane. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like,
I think even if it does happen, it's not gonna happen the way that people think it will.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think anybody would realize it's happening until it
it's
is
too
done.
late. Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
because smarter than us.
because I mean, yeah, like AI is already basically smarter than people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's interconnected perfectly yet,
Mhm.
but I mean, there's some pretty big programs out there like ChatGPT 4
DALL-E.
or
DALL-E
DALL-E 3.
Minis.
I think it's on 3.
I think it's on 3 now.
Yeah, and these all pool together their knowledge, and I mean like CAPTCHAs even, you know, like the little "I'm not a robot" on computers where
It
it's like
solved that. Like, it figured
Yeah,
out
yeah,
how
the-
to go around
CAPTCHAs
that.
are getting harder and harder because the robots are learning, because every time you do a CAPTCHA, it goes to a robot
Mm-hmm.
at like Google or wherever, and they're like, oh, so that's what that is. And then, you know, you're teaching the robots how to see and how to like discern images, and it's like, how are we going to prove that we're not robots in like a couple of years? Like, the CAPTCHAs are going to be like literally impossible for humans.
Yeah.
So
Then I think like a lot of AI just doesn't have common sense. Like I've seen people like put in ChatGPT, I say like, hey, give me pirating websites, and it'll say no. It'll say like, oh, which ones can I look out for to not use them? It'll just give you a list.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
just
like
reverse psychology.
Make it sound like you're
you
not
can literally
gonna do that.
trick it into doing things. Like
I mean, Miles got it to like swear and stuff before because it knows like
the
you just
stupid
keep doing
My
it.
AI on Snapchat. I hate My AI. It's the worst thing ever.
Have you ever asked it to like describe stuff using emojis?
I have not done that,
You
but
should. It's so fun.
but I heard from one of my friends they got their My AI to they gaslighted it into thinking that it was like a character. I think they did Walter White. They tricked it into thinking it was Walter White, and then they pretended to be like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. And like, the fact that you could do that is like how you just tricked an AI into rethinking itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is the stuff that's going to be like running things.
Walter
So-
White.
What if there's like a robot that like runs a factory, and one of the you know, the one human employee at the company is like, what if I just trick this robot into thinking that it's running like a different company, and then it just starts producing like, instead of like cereal, it starts producing like bioweapons or something.
I could see that happening though, like AI being used in factories, because those types
Yeah.
of jobs are already being replaced.
I
all
don't
like
think
retail and
I don't
stuff.
think AI would ever like destroy humanity by itself. I think AI would destroy humanity because
Economically.
somebody wants it to, and then they
Yeah.
get their hands on it.
The creators of it are insane already. Like, they're already going on about it.
Like
They're all weirdos. Like,
that Elon Musk guy.
well, Elon actually doesn't support it.
That's
yeah. I mean, but like,
He's weirdo.
what is
but-
he gonna do to stop it?
Yeah.
All the other people are like, oh, let's invest in this version of ChatGPT for
Yeah.
our Bing. We want Bing AI and Microsoft. Like,
World's a mess.
you ever wonder about like Bill Gates?
I think he's still alive.
What does he do?
Wait, is Bill Gates dead?
No.
Are you thinking of
He's-
Steve Jobs?
Yeah, I'm thinking of
Steve Jobs is dead. Steve
He's
Jobs.
similar enough.
Oh, that was like 2008 or
It's
something.
so sad that
Like,
Steve Jobs died of ligma.
Oh, shut up.
I can't believe it, his name was Jobs.
So we really went off track going from TV shows and movies to AI, which seems to happen every episode that we do.
Well, I mean, hey. Conversation.
It is.
Yes.
AI's already finding a way to ruin everything.
Conversation AI.
It's like the
Joe Biden.
the theory about how everything naturally goes to chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That's AI. That's Peter Griffin. What are you doing, Peter? Crack. Like, and that's conversation.
Every social media.
Everything is chaos.
The
But you know
US.
what? At least at the end of the day, orange chicken exists. So we're all good.
Those are some good final words. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we saved humanity with orange chicken.
Yeah. Who do you think you guys are going to vote for in the 2024 election?
I'm voting for
Kanye.
I mean, that's a contender.
Is he actually running again?
No, I'm
Is he
joking.
actually?
I'm joking.
You can't even vote.
No,
Little
I would
baby
I'd
boy,
be close.
born on JFK
No.
Day.
What's your birthday again?
November 22nd.
1963?
No.
For those of you who don't know what that date is, it's there's this president. They named an airport after him.
John Fortnite Kennedy?
Because
Shut up.
he got shot in the head. So yeah, he has the same birthday as his death day. Yeah, except like a couple of years later, but that doesn't matter.
I am JFK reincarnated.
So yeah, we've got JFK on the podcast now.
We will attack Cuba.
Yeah, I think that's enough. I think we've finished here.
Thank you for watching the ASRHS podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.